Hi everyone, and welcome back to another day in a safe and warm space. Today I want to talk about the journey that led me to this stage of chronic hyper-independence, and why it is so terrifyingly difficult for me to ask for help. As far as I can remember, it started very early. I was just a little girl, introverted, quiet, and overweight. It made me so isolated from my peers. But we'll talk about that experience in another video. However, the biggest issue was that the adults always saw me as the ideal child. All they ever praised was my independence, my maturity, and the fact that I never caused any trouble. That praise became a trap. I felt that I had to accomplish more and more entirely on my own just to deserve their validation. Pleasing adults became my only goal. For example, I did all my homework alone, and if I had a problem at school, I solved it without anyone knowing. I understood early on that adults had their own heavy burdens, and I didn't want to add to them. I would think 1,000 times before asking for something as simple as a few cents for candy or a pink school bag like my classmates had. I would accept anything I got without opening my mouth, even though the little girl inside me was crying for the things she wished for. And because I never complained, they neglected me. I was the easy child they never had to worry about. At the same time, I was made responsible for my two younger brothers. I had them study, organize their things, and looked after them. I had to worry about what to feed them if they got hungry and how to keep them safe. Once when I was around 7 years old, they were playing near the heavy iron gate of our house. I pushed them away to protect them, but as I closed the gate, it slammed hard on my hand, digging the muscle under my thumb. I didn't cry. I actually laughed. Because the danger I feared would hurt them had happened to me instead. I just put tissue and some rubbing alcohol on it and it healed. I still smile when I remember that. My teenage years passed the same way. My brothers could ask for anything and get it, while I simply couldn't ask. I still can't. All those years passed, and I never truly lived my life as a young girl. I saw the girls around me taking the princess treatment, while I was supposed to be the protector, the caregiver, and the unofficial parent. I have no right to complain or to choose myself, otherwise they will call me selfish and irresponsible. But I swear, I did not choose that. I did not choose to be born first. No, I'm an adult, and I'm still that same buried little girl. It feels impossible to depend on anyone but myself, to the point where I have missed countless opportunities. In my mind, I only have myself, but logic tells me that nobody can survive this life completely alone. I don't necessarily want to change, but I deeply wish the burden on my shoulders would lessen. I carry more than I can bear, and nobody notices. I just wish someone would pat me on the shoulder one day and tell me that I can just relax, that everything is okay, and that I can finally stop trying to solve everything. I know life can be beautiful, and logically it should feel a bit easier, but I live as both the woman and the man. I have to solve everyone's problem while nobody truly sees my own needs. The thought of living like this forever is exhausting. But if this is my destiny, then I want to build a version of myself that is strong enough to bear this independence.